Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Stand up for your country. So I'm going hand to hand with Hurricane Erin out here on eastern Long Island. Surf is way up. You remember a Beach Boys song, Catch a Wave, and you're living on top of the world, sitting on top of the world. Yeah, okay, it's true. But you better know what you're doing out there in that ocean, which is only about 120 yards away from me right now, out of my studio here. Better know what you're doing or you're going to be in Portugal. So it is big surf. And it's very interesting to watch nature and all that. I like all that. Anyway, that's what we are dealing with on this Wednesday. And the Talking Points memo is about Putin's madness. Now, I made a lot of headlines all over the world by saying flat out, I believe that Vladimir Putin is mentally ill. And that's the reason that Trump got fooled and campaigned, I'll solve the Ukraine war on day one. You remember all that. Because in the first 4 years of Trump's presidency, Putin was at least somewhat rational. It's gone. And my book, Confronting Evil, comes out September 9th. You'll see almost every single one of these heinous mass murderers in the book. They didn't start out absolutely insane, but that's how they ended up. And I believe that Vladimir Putin is in that category. So after going to Alaska, where he was greeted as an equal by President Trump, Putin has not relented one bit. Okay? So it's Wednesday. On Monday, he killed and a bunch of people in Kharkiv, including a family with toddler, 16-year-old boy, 23 injured there, another southeastern attack, another 23 wounded. The Ukrainian Air Force says 25 locations were hit by Russian drones and military. Ukrainian Air Force also says that 270 drones, 10 missiles were launched into Ukraine by Putin. So he's obviously not stopping. He's not pausing. He didn't pause even when he was in Alaska. What kind of is that? What is that? Okay? If you really want to get a peace deal, if you really want to get a compromise on issues, and Trump is willing to compromise, all right, you don't keep bombing and killing women and children. But Putin likes it. He enjoys that. Okay? He enjoys bringing terror into the hearts of what he perceives as an enemy. And Ukraine is not an enemy of Russia. Ukraine can't do anything to Russia. NATO would never invade Russia. And it rankles me, and I will call them out, any Americans who say, hey, Putin's got a legitimate beef here. Anybody does that, you're going to come up against me, just like John Bolton did, because he hates Trump so much. His analysis is dishonest. Bolton pulled him back a little bit. I don't know whether you noticed him. He's still around, but he's not as hateful as he used to be. So I think we accomplished something there. Overall, civilian deaths, okay? And this is from the United Nations High Commissioner in Ukraine, closing in on 36,000 innocent people. Injuries, I think this is a low number myself, 14,000. Total almost 50,000 hurt by Putin. For what? For what? Ukraine's no danger to you, all right? Even if you get Ukrainian territory, it doesn't do you any good. None. Ridiculous. President Trump has canceled his vacation to Bedminster, where he has a club in New Jersey, to try to work this out. There is a rumor that Zelensky and Putin might meet. That's a total waste of time. Putin doesn't respect Zelensky. He's going to go out like a peacock. And okay, you want another spectacle? Fine, it's not going to lead anywhere. The only thing that's going to stop Putin is if Putin thinks that his own life is in danger. And the only way that could happen is if Trump slaps onerous economic sanctions on Russia and the people there begin to starve. And they'll kill Putin if that happens. His own people will kill him. His generals will kill him. We can't kill him because he has nukes, and he'll use those nukes. Putin's mad enough to use them. So just keep that in mind. We're not dealing with a person here got any compunction about wiping out 100,000 people in Kyiv. He'd send a nuke to Kyiv. Absolutely convinced he would. Again, I will back up everything I say in the book coming out September 9th, Confronting Evil. And we do expect here that President Trump will put major sanctions on Russia soon. That's the memo. The American dream is changing. Forget the white picket fence. Today it's about getting out of debt. If rising prices and credit card bills are weighing you down, there is hope. Done with debt. They don't offer loans or push bankruptcy. Their expert negotiators go straight to your creditors, cutting what you owe, wiping out interest, eliminating penalties. They fight until your debt is gone. Most clients see more money in their pocket the first month. You've worked too hard to let debt win. With Done With Debt, freedom is possible. Please visit donewithdebt.com. Talk with one of their experts, completely free. But some of their solutions are time sensitive, so don't wait. Please go to donewithdebt.com. Again, donewithdebt.com. Inside the United States, we could not find one Democrat praising Donald Trump's attempt to bring peace in Ukraine. Not one in an elective office. So I'm doing a YouTube commentary, which has exploded worldwide now. We're very proud of it. It's youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. It'll be posted tomorrow. Right now on the YouTube ban, we have the disintegration of the Democratic Party in America. But tomorrow will be a very specific commentary about sedition, about how the opposing party in the United States, the Democrats, some of them are being seditious. And I'll explain what sedition is and all that. But I'm going to give you a preview. Here's what Senator Ted Cruz said. Go.
They don't want peace, and that is sad. We should all want peace in Ukraine. I believe we're going to see that, and I think President Trump is doing everything humanly possible to achieve that peace, and not a single Democrat is cheering him on. They're all rooting for America to fail. That's really sad.
And what Cruz says is true. It's absolutely true, and we'll back it up. We'll prove it. We've researched it and everything else. Again, that's on YouTube. We will post that tomorrow. The Democratic Party now is split again, and it's having trouble raising money. There's no leader, on and on and on what's going on. There is the radical element that gets all the media attention, and then there are the Democrats that aren't crazy, like Governor Shapiro, Governor Moore, Beshear. They're not crazy people. You may not disagree, you may not agree with them, but they're not going out to try to harm their own country. So what happens, though, when an elected official on Capitol Hill, a senator or a congressperson, goes over the line and tries and does something or says something is so outrageous that Americans are going, this isn't legitimate criticism. Now, I'm going to run you sound bites from Congresswoman Crockett of Texas and Congressman Dan Goldman of New York. Those are two radical left loons. I'm going to run you the sound bites, and then I'm going to give you an AOC quote. So let's go to the tape first. Roll it.
Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of okay, we know that. Yes, he is. But in a functioning democracy, he still would not be able to get away with this.
It is just unquestionable at this point that man cannot see public office again. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
Now, Goldman apologized for using the word eliminated, but he did use it. And it's a threat. All right, here's Cortez, quote, President's disastrous decision to bomb Iran without authorization is a grave violation of the Constitution and congressional war powers. He has impulsively risked launching a war that may ensnare us for generations, absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment, unquote. She said this while U.S. planes were in the air coming back from bombing Iran on its nuclear facility. This woman said it. So immediately I got in contact with the House of Representatives Ethics Committee. It's chaired by Congressman Michael Guest of Mississippi. They blew us off at first and just said, we're not able to accommodate your request, some stupid, ridiculously disrespectful thing. So I basically told Congressman Gass, you better wise up. Okay. And then they assigned somebody, a big shot in his crew, to talk to me off the record. And I had a civil conversation with that person. I was told that this is all confidential in the House Ethics Committee, so we can't tell you anything. That's essentially what they told me. And I said, that's really not acceptable. So because we do due diligence here on the No Spin News, we got in touch with a former member of the House Ethics Committee from Mississippi. I wanted to keep it very close to home. So joining us now from Flowood, Miss, is Gregg Harper. He served 4 years in the House, and he was on the House Ethics Committee. So I was surprised when, and you know Guest pretty well, you're a statesman. I was surprised when they were so rude, number one. And then they said, look, we can't tell you anything because everything is confidential. Is that true?
That's very true. And Bill, I had the privilege of serving in the House for 10 years, and 4 of that was on the Ethics Committee. And I've never seen Michael Guest do anything but his job and do it well. And so I would tell you that it is a unique committee, and one that it's the only committee in the House that has the same number of Republicans as it does Democrats. Any other committee, it's going to be a situation where the majority party has the most. They can control that committee completely. Here you have 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans. They're appointed by the speaker and the minority leader. The majority party gets to name who the chairman is, and then the ranking member. But to get anything passed, there has to be an agreement. It has to be a bipartisan approach. And I will just tell you, nobody wants to serve on the ethics committee. Okay, first of all, nobody wants to be on it.
Why?
I remember my very first year when John Boehner asked me to serve. Well, I don't know if he asked me. Maybe he told me I was going to be on the ethics committee. I had friends that asked me, so was Boehner mad at you about something? It's one of those thankless assignments.
Well, why is it thankless?
Absolutely necessary, Bill.
The audience doesn't know. Why is it a bad job? Why is it thankless? Why?
Because it's a lot of pressure in it. You can't discuss anything about your committee's activity until there's a release
let's walk
of
through
the
it
information that's there. Yes.
I don't understand this. All right. So you're in business, the House of Representatives, to represent the people. You represent the people. So you got Crockett, okay, saying the President of the United States is a piece of S. You got Goldman saying he should be eliminated. You got AOC saying he should be impeached while U.S. planes are in the air. If these aren't ethical violations, nothing is. Then you should go out of business.
Yeah,
right?
Look, I understand what you're saying. Some of these things are handled internally by if you do something on the House floor, then it can be handled by the whole body. And there are a lot of things, because here's the flip side of that. If you have everything wide open, the minute something's filed, that can come about because of somebody in your own party or another party.
And I understand that.
Political way.
I understand that. But so do the American people understand it. Due process extends to the House Ethics Committee. It does. But if you're going to say, we're not going to tell O'Reilly or any other journalist what we're doing, not even if Crockett's going to be called in to be questioned by the Ethics Committee, we're not even going to tell you that. That's not what the Constitution was put in place to do. And I'm a historian.
Absolutely.
Jefferson, Madison, Franklin, none of them said, we want to have one congressional committee that's so secret nobody knows what's going on. They didn't do that. You guys did it. You guys slapped a secret on it. And I don't think it serves the people well.
No, I would very respectfully disagree that this committee is made up of some of the best members that you're going to have in the House. It's a heavy burden to do this. Nobody really wants to serve in it, but you cannot go around talking about what the business of the committee is. And when it's done, when they're finished with their business, then you'll see a report come out. For instance,
but we don't even know.
AOC in her dress and Mike.
But in the meantime, I got it. And due process is very important to me and my viewer and listenership. But we don't even know whether you're going to call Crockett in to be questions, or AOC, or Goldman, or even a Republican. I mean, you know, the guy that yelled at Obama during his State of the Union, he got sanctioned by the whole House, and he should have. You can't have that kind of disrespect. You're a liar. That was insane. But we don't even know if you're going to call the three that I ran in. You really think that's good?
I really don't know any other way to do it. If we're going to say that you are innocent until proven guilty, then you have to be able to say that we're not going to discuss the merits of it.
Okay, but why don't you just do this?
Investigation going
I'm going to give you a
part of
solution.
this process.
Because I'm a solution guy. All you need to do is tell the press, and you issue the chairman guest issues a one paragraph. Said, we were a bit disturbed. The ethics committee wants to find out what exactly happened when Congresswoman Crockett called the president an S word. And then we'll let you know what we found out. Isn't that reasonable?
Well, it is. And there are times in the process where you may learn some things that are going on, but to have an initial allegation, it's probably not something you could go ahead and say, hey, we've got this, we're looking at this. I think you've got to protect soon enough, Bill, these things will come out through the course of an investigation, and you get a report, and that way you don't wind up
not
with somebody
soon enough
being
for me.
Trashed, because it's going to get used against them in a political campaign the minute there's a story.
But that's not my main concern is politics. You're a good man. I want everybody to know that. You stepped up to come on, and nobody else wanted to come up against me on this. But I disagree with you. I don't think you need to do conclusions or accusations. And I'm talking now about the House Ethics Committee. You shouldn't do that. You are absolutely 100% correct. But you can tell the people, we are looking at this because it's out of control. You have sitting members of the House calling the president obscene names and asking for an elimination. Even though Goldman apologized, you know who he is. Okay?
Absolutely.
The people need to know they are being scrutinized to some extent. We appreciate you coming on, Congressman. We really do.
Thank you so much, Bill. It's a pleasure.
No, you're a stand-up guy. Okay, Media Madness. This is an amazing story. So Colbert, I'm over Colbert, and you're over Colbert. You never watched him in the first place. I can guarantee you never watched him. I'd say 90% of my audience didn't waste their time on Stephen Colbert. And that includes me. Okay. So the right-wing group, Newsbusters, issued a report. And in the report, it said that Colbert, since 2022, hosted 176 left-leaning guests and one non-left-leaning, and this is in the realm of politics. That was Liz Cheney, who hates Trump. Newsbusters was accurate. We checked. But now, one of Colbert's assistants denies this. Roll it.
Yeah, it's bull. Do you think that Colbert didn't invite J.D. Vance and every single crazy right-winger on? They don't come on with him because he's too good and embarrassing them. It makes no sense for some.
Okay, it's true that probably somebody in the Colbert organization at one time or another, they wouldn't invite Trump because that's ridiculous, but maybe Vance. And Vance blew them off. But he's misleading, and this is what they do on the left. I try to get on Colbert for the last 3 or 4 books. He never put me on because he can't stand up to me. I make him look like this. Now, Letterman was very liberal, and Letterman invited me on all the time. I think it was 14 times. And Letterman and I debated. That's the way it should be at late night. That's why Letterman succeeded and Colbert failed. But this guy to get on there and say, oh, no, there's no budget. He's just not telling you the truth. See, what upsets me most about the media, and this extends into the right wing and the conservative media as well, They don't have any compunctions about misleading you. They don't. They say all it is garbage where they could never back it up. Okay? And it's like, okay, I'm just going to say it. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. Let's face it, the U.S. economy is under stress. National debt rising, trade war shaking the markets. And meanwhile, China is dumping the dollar and stockpiling gold. That's why I protected my savings with physical gold and silver through the only dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. And you can do this. Get precious metals delivered to your door or placed in a tax-advantaged gold IRA. They'll even help you roll over your existing IRA or 401k, tax and penalty free. With billions in precious metals delivered, thousands of five-star reviews, and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust American Hartford Gold as I do. Please call 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Homeowners, when is the last time you checked on your home title? If your answer is never, then this is for you. Scammers are stealing titles, and your equity is a target. Criminals forge your signature. Just like that, your home title can be transferred out of your name. That's why I partnered up with Home Title Lock, so you can find out today if you're already a victim. Please use my promo code BILL at HometitleLock.com, and you'll get a free title history report. Plus, you will get a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts of any changes, and if fraud does happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code BILL. Okay, final thought. We're off for vacation, and I got to give myself and my staff a break. So we will see you again on September 2nd, Tuesday. However, I'm going to do a vacation diary every day on BillO'Reilly.com. Okay, in the morning message slot. Tell you what I'm up to, big story. I'll tell you what I think. So go there. And we have an excerpt from Confronting Evil. We're going to post tonight. The Putin chapter, which, wow, what a hot chapter that is. So you want to get a little feel for Confronting Evil, BillO'Reilly.com, we'll have the excerpt. Okay? So don't abandon us. So I hope you have a great rest of the summer. Thank you for being loyal to BillO'Reilly.com and to the No Spin News. Really appreciate it. We really do. All right, check in with us daily on BillO'Reilly.com, and we'll see you again on September 2nd. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.